Have you ever stood up from a chair and thought, phew, that felt harder than it used to? Or maybe you caught yourself forgetting where you put your keys again and wondered if this is just how aging works. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Like time is slowly tightening its grip, and you're not quite sure when it started. But here's the thing, not everyone ages the same way. Some people reach 70 and start fading. Others? They start thriving. And believe it or not, the difference often comes down to just a few small choices, repeated over time. You might be in your early 70s, or maybe creeping toward 80, and thinking, is it too late for me? The answer is a big, confident no. In fact, many people are discovering something incredible, that with a few changes, you can actually feel better in your 70s than you did in your 60s. That's what we call aging in reverse. And today, we're going to talk about 7 things that most 80-year-olds can't do anymore, but that you still can if you take care of your mind and body in the right way. Now, I'm not talking about turning back the clock like some Hollywood miracle. I'm talking about real, practical things like walking confidently without fear of falling, remembering names with ease, or getting up from the floor without needing help. These are things that many people lose as they age, but you don't have to. So, let's dive in. Let's talk about how you can stay strong, sharp, and independent well into your 80s and beyond. And we'll start with something that might surprise you. Let's talk about balance. Not just physical balance, though that's part of it, but the kind of balance that lets you move through the world without worrying you're going to stumble or fall. For a lot of people in their 80s, falls become a very real fear. In fact, it's one of the leading reasons older adults end up in the hospital. But you're not there yet, and you don't have to be. You still have time to strengthen the muscles and reflexes that help keep you upright. Here's something simple you can try. When you're brushing your teeth, stand on one foot. Sounds silly, right? But it works. Just 30 seconds on each foot helps train your balance. If you feel wobbly, that's okay, start by holding onto the counter. Over time, you'll get steadier. Add in some gentle tai chi or yoga, and your balance will improve more than you thought possible. The goal isn't to do a handstand. It's to walk across the room without gripping the walls. That's aging in reverse. And balance isn't just physical. It's also mental. That quiet confidence you feel when you know your body can still do what you ask of it. That's the kind of strength we're building. So while many 80-year-olds are slowing down, using canes or walkers, you still have the chance to stay light on your feet, literally and emotionally. Now let's talk about the second thing that often slips away with age: reaction time. Think about how quickly you used to respond when someone called your name, or how fast your hands would catch a dropped glass. Most people in their 80s have slower reflexes. It's just a fact. But here's the secret: you can actually train your brain and body to respond faster, even now. One of the best ways to keep your reaction time sharp is through something you're probably already doing: walking. But not just slow walking around the block. Try adding what's called interval walking. That means walking at a normal pace for a minute or two, then picking up the pace for 30 seconds. You don't have to sprint, just walk briskly, swing your arms, and push yourself a little. This kind of movement not only helps your heart, but it also keeps your nervous system sharp. It tells your body, hey, we're still in the game. Another simple way to stay sharp? Play games. Really play games. Crossword puzzles, card games, even video games designed for seniors can help. They don't just pass the time, they light up your brain, help with coordination, and improve your ability to think and respond quickly. Think of it as exercise for your mind. A friend of mine, Margaret, started playing a memory matching app on her tablet at 73. She told me after just a few weeks, she was remembering grocery lists without writing them down. It's like I flipped a switch, she said. That's what happens when you challenge your brain in new, playful ways. So while many folks her age were feeling mentally slower, she felt like she was speeding up. That's aging in reverse. And let's not forget something else that slips away for a lot of people after 80: flexibility. No, I'm not talking about twisting yourself into a pretzel. I'm talking about being able to put on your socks without groaning, or reaching that top shelf without pulling something. Most people assume stiffness is just part of getting older. But here's the truth: it doesn't have to be. Your muscles and joints want to move. They were designed for it. And even just 5 to 10 minutes a day of gentle stretching can help you feel looser, lighter, and more mobile. The key is consistency. Do a few shoulder rolls in the morning, stretch your legs while watching TV, or join a senior-friendly stretching class. Little by little, you'll notice a change. You'll get up from your chair more easily. You'll turn to grab something in the car without wincing. That freedom? That ease? That's aging in reverse. And here's a bonus: when your body feels more flexible, your mind often follows. You start to feel more open, more curious, more willing to try new things. That's a big deal. Because one of the saddest things that happens to people as they age is that they get stuck in their routines, their thoughts, their limitations. But not you. You're stretching your body, yes, but also your mindset. And that's one of the most powerful things you can do at this stage in life. So far we've talked about balance, reaction time, and flexibility, 3 things many 80-year-olds lose, but that you can hold on to and even improve. And once you start noticing those small wins, it creates momentum. You start to believe in your own strength again. You start to trust your body more. And that belief? That's where the real transformation begins. Let's keep going. There's more. You can still do things most people think are lost forever after a certain age. But you're just getting started. So, now that your balance is steadier, your reaction time sharper, and your flexibility coming back to life, let's talk about something that's equally important, but often overlooked: stamina. The ability to keep going without feeling drained. Now, if you're over 70 and still waking up with energy to get through the day, that's a blessing and a sign that your body is still on your side. But for many people in their 80s, even a short walk around the grocery store can feel like a marathon. What most people don't realize is that stamina isn't just about muscles or how long you can walk. It's about how efficiently your body uses energy. And that, my friend, is something you can influence even now. One of the best ways to build stamina after 70 is with something called active recovery. That means choosing gentle movements like swimming, cycling, or stretching on your off days instead of just resting. It helps your body stay in motion without exhausting it. Over time, you'll notice you can do more without needing as much rest. And don't underestimate the power of deep breathing. Try this: sit comfortably, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale slowly for 6. Do that a few times in the morning and before bed. It may seem too simple to make a difference, but it oxygenates your blood, lowers stress hormones, and trains your body to be more efficient with the energy it has. The more relaxed and oxygen-rich you are, the more stamina you'll feel. Now, there's something else that many 80-year-olds start to lose: mobility. Not just flexibility, but the actual ability to get around. To drive, to travel, to run errands independently. It becomes a challenge. And eventually, many give up on it altogether, choosing to stay home more often than not. But here's the thing: mobility is freedom. And it's one of the greatest indicators of independence in your later years. Keeping your mobility means protecting your joints, especially your hips, knees, and ankles. It means staying active in small ways throughout the day, taking stairs when possible, standing up during TV commercials, doing gentle squats or heel raises while brushing your teeth. Every time you use those joints, you're telling your body, I still need these. There's also a mindset shift that helps here. Stop seeing movement as a chore and start seeing it as an opportunity. You don't have to walk to the corner, you get to. You don't have to go grocery shopping, you can. That sense of gratitude turns every small activity into a win. And those wins stack up. Suddenly, you're walking further. You're standing taller. And while others your age are giving up their licenses or avoiding outings, you're staying mobile, connected, and engaged. Speaking of connection, here's a big one: social confidence. This is the one that sneaks up on people. It's not physical like the others, but just as impactful. By 80, a lot of people start shrinking their social world. Friends move or pass away. Family gets busy. It becomes easy to stay home, to stop making new friends, to avoid gatherings because it feels overwhelming. But isolation, more than anything else, speeds up aging. And it doesn't have to be that way. Social confidence is a skill. And yes, it can fade, but it can also be strengthened. It starts with small steps. Call an old friend. Chat with a neighbor while getting the mail. Join a group that meets regularly, like a walking club, a book group, or even an online community. You don't need a dozen friends, just one or two people you can share a laugh with, or talk about the little things. Those little things are what make life feel big again. And here's something else: you bring so much to the table at this stage in life. Wisdom. Humor. Perspective. But if you start to believe you're too old to connect, too irrelevant to matter, then that becomes your reality. Don't let that happen. You are not invisible. Your stories are valuable. And every conversation you start is a reminder, to yourself and others, that you're still vibrant, still engaged, still here. Now, while we're on the topic of engagement, let's not ignore the elephant in the room: memory. How many times have you walked into a room and thought, what did I come in here for? It happens to all of us. But when it becomes frequent, it starts to feel scary. Like your brain is slipping away. And by the time many folks hit their 80s, they've come to expect that memory loss is just inevitable. But it's not. In fact, your brain is far more adaptable than most people realize even after 70. The key is stimulation. Newness. Challenge. Your brain is like a muscle, it strengthens when it works. That doesn't mean cramming crosswords all day. It means learning. Engaging. Trying things you've never done before. Something as simple as taking a different route on your walk, cooking a new recipe, or learning to use a new app can fire up your neurons in powerful ways. Even storytelling helps. Tell someone about a moment from your past. The more details you recall, the smells, the sounds, the emotions, the more your memory center is activated. And the more often you do it, the stronger it gets. Don't shy away from memory tasks just because you forget a word now and then. Everyone does. What matters is that you keep your brain engaged, curious, and learning. It's worth mentioning, too, how much diet and sleep affect your memory. Foods rich in omega-3s, like salmon, walnuts, flaxseed, are fantastic for brain health. So are leafy greens and berries. And getting consistent, restful sleep? That's when your brain does its housekeeping. Clears out the clutter. Stores the important stuff. A tired brain forgets. A rested brain remembers. So while many people your age are giving up on their memory, you're nourishing yours, body and mind. You're aging in reverse, not because of luck, but because of choices. Simple, daily choices that keep you sharp, connected, and alive. It's inspiring, isn't it? To realize how much power you still hold over your own future. To understand that growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker or smaller or less involved in the world. It can mean something very different. Something richer. More awake. More alive. Let's keep going. You've already come so far, and the best is still ahead. You know, by the time most people reach 80, they start to assume their best days are behind them. That certain things just aren't meant for them anymore. But you're different. You're not coasting into the later years with your foot off the gas. You're still growing, still challenging yourself, still making moves. That right there? That's the difference between simply aging and aging in reverse. There's one more area we haven't talked about yet, and it's a big one: posture. Now, this might seem small at first, but take a moment and sit up just a little straighter. Feel the difference? A lifted chest, shoulders relaxed but back, chin level. It changes how you breathe, how you feel, even how you think. Good posture tells your brain, I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm still here. But for many folks in their 80s, posture collapses. The shoulders slump, the back rounds, and suddenly, it's harder to breathe deeply, to digest food properly, to walk with ease. Poor posture doesn't just affect how we look. It affects how we function. And when posture declines, everything else follows: balance, energy, even mood. But here's the good news: you can fix it. Even now. You just need to wake those muscles back up. Your core, your upper back, your glutes, they all play a role in holding you upright. And when they're strong, your body moves like it's 20 years younger. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment to get started. One of the best ways to build posture strength is something called a wall angel. Just stand with your back flat against a wall, heels touching, head back, and raise your arms slowly up and down like you're making a snow angel. You might feel tight at first, especially in the shoulders or upper back. That's okay. With practice, it gets easier. And you'll start to notice you're standing taller. People may even start to say, "You look different, have you done something?" That's because posture doesn't just change how you feel. It changes how the world sees you. And as you're standing taller, something else starts to shift: your sense of purpose. This might just be the most powerful thing you can hold on to as you age. Purpose. That inner spark that gives meaning to your day. Most 80-year-olds lose this without even realizing it. They stop setting goals. They stop planning. They stop dreaming. And without purpose, life starts to shrink. Days feel longer. Moments feel duller. But you still have fire. And aging in reverse isn't just about your body. It's about waking up each day with something to look forward to. A project to work on. A garden to tend. A neighbor to help. A new skill to try. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. Sometimes, it's just getting up and saying, "Today, I'm going to show up for myself." Or, "Today, I'm going to learn one new thing." That's more than enough. I know a man named George, who at 77 decided he wanted to learn how to play the ukulele. He'd never played an instrument in his life. His fingers weren't as nimble as they used to be, and he struggled at first. But he kept at it. Now, 3 years later, he plays at local senior centers just for fun. He says it gives him something to work toward, a reason to get up every morning. That's purpose. And you can find it, too. Maybe it's writing down your life stories to share with your grandchildren. Maybe it's volunteering once a week at a local charity. Or maybe it's simply taking better care of your health, so you can keep doing the things you love for years to come. Whatever it is, purpose keeps your heart beating strong. And your brain buzzing with life. When you have purpose, every habit you've been building, your balance, your memory, your flexibility, your stamina, they all have a reason to exist. They're not just exercises. They're your foundation for living fully. For being present in your own life instead of watching it from the sidelines. And that, really, is what aging in reverse is all about. It's not about pretending you're 30 again. It's about being fully alive in the body and mind you have now, and refusing to settle for less just because of a number. Most people your age have given up on certain things. They think it's normal to feel slow, stiff, or unmotivated. But you're not most people. You're not done yet. Not even close. You've seen now that the things many 80-year-olds can't do anymore, walking confidently, remembering clearly, staying social, moving freely, feeling purposeful, are all still available to you. If you nurture them. If you protect them. If you believe in yourself just enough to start, and then keep going. Even small changes make a big impact. One stretch a day. One phone call a week. One healthy meal. One deep breath. These aren't just habits, they're declarations. They say, I'm not giving up. I'm choosing to thrive. And if you've watched this far, you've already taken a powerful step. You're curious. You're willing. That's more than most people ever do. So keep going. Keep showing up. Keep proving to yourself that life doesn't end after 70. It can actually begin in a whole new way. And if you found any of this helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below, share one thing you're doing to stay young at heart. Or just say hello. You never know who your words might inspire. And don't forget to like the video if it gave you even one good idea. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss more uplifting content just like this. We're building a community here of people who aren't afraid to rewrite what aging looks like. So here's to you, to your strength, your spirit, and your story. You're not done growing. You're just getting better with time. Here's to living your best life at any age. Especially now.